Okay, good morning. We are starting our third and final Business Basics boot camp for the summer of 2024. And today, let me just recap what we've talked about. The first session, we talked about mindset and organization. The second, we talked about adding value to our customers and the people in our life. And today, what I want to talk about is helping again, refocus our brains and helping teach you a skill on focusing your brain on what's most important. So, on my YouTube channel, there are trainings on all the specifics that I'm going to be talking about today: booking, coaching, money management, a lot of skills that we use in Mary Kay. So all of that training is available that you can find on the same place you find this information. But what I know, I find in myself and with everybody else, our biggest challenge is in our each day focusing on what's going to help move us forward in our business because there's so much information. And so today, I'm going to share with you a tool that my offspring, Faith Spellbring, and I created together. We had a day of just trying to figure out a way to communicate how to enter into all the information that's available to us through other people's YouTube sites, Mary Kay in Touch, Facebook. You can listen to recorded messages. You can get on different Voxer groups. There's so much information. In comparison to when I started 20 years ago, I had one unit meeting a week where I had one training. I had 4 weeks of new consultant training. And every week I would go back to training and kind of learn some more skills. That and 2 cassette tapes of training on. That was it. That was all we had. I didn't text my director because we didn't have texting at that time. Didn't have Facebook, didn't have Voxer, so the only information in my brain was that 1 hour training a week. And then I would go home and put into practice what I learned. And then I'd show up the next week and do the same thing. And I would maybe talk to my director, maybe once in a while. When I started building my team and earning a car and moving into leadership, I, of course, had a lot more connection with her. But it still wasn't as much as today. And I kind of long for those days of simplicity. And so this training today is to really just do what we can to help your brains have something that you can visually look at to go, all right, what am I supposed to do today? Because as I've said before, I said it on day one, when we have too much and we start analyzing everything, it paralyzes us, paralyzes me. Even as somebody that's done this for 20 years, I can start taking in so much content and at the end of the day have done nothing really for my business. So that's the goal of today. So let me try to share the screen again. And all right, we're just gonna see what pops up. Okay. We're gonna take a little trip into my documents and head here this way. All right, can you all see a flower?
Yes.
We got here. Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay, so this document is intended to represent your business and all of the things that support a strong Mary Kay business. We call it the Joy Flower. We are naming it after our future national area, the Joy Future National Area. And we love the word joy. Bernie, I know you love the word joy since it's the name of one of your daughters.
Yes.
But joy is something that, in its definition, is not circumstance dependent. It is a deeper feeling that comes from a lot of different places. But it's not circumstance dependent. And we want to build a national area. And anyone who's watching this that's not in our future national area, it's our desire that you would have joy in your life and in your business. And part of having joy is knowing what to do, and when to do it. So this visual is an attempt to help kind of hone your brain in. So let me, and I'm going to, I will share this again, and then we have a whole written out description of what this flower means. So if you're like, what did she say? What does each part mean? And so I'm going to just read for you the purpose of this, our purpose of this flower. So much like soil, water, space, and sunlight help a flower to grow, there are many different elements that can help your Mary Kay business grow and flourish. As you complete various steps towards launching your business or reinvigorating your existing business, you will see your flower become vibrant with color. You will also see if you've missed any steps that may prove helpful in launching your business forward. There's also space that allows you to customize your journey. And so we want you to imagine this is like a coloring sheet. This is like okay, when I feel like I've got one thing accomplished, then I can color it in. So this is something that can help you evaluate your business when you look at it. Like, oh, okay, I don't feel like I want to color that in. I don't know it well. What should I do next to learn that skill? Or how can I make that skill stronger? Okay. All right. Well, let's walk through what this flower means. So if you look at the very middle of the flower, that's where we're going to start. Our Mary Kay business is the goal of our business. The growth of our business is dependent on the number of lives that we get into relationship with. That's it. And with those people that we get into relationship with, we are sharing our product and we are sharing the opportunity. And we do that, if you think of our last training, by adding value to lives. So we know as Mary Kay consultants, our job is to add value to people's lives through the relationships that we build. And it comes through sharing the product and sharing the opportunity. That is our job. So the center of this flower represents the two programs that we have in Mary Kay that one helps you focus on building a customer base, sharing product, and one focuses on sharing the opportunity and building a team. The program that we have that is focused on helping us share product is called Power Start. The definition of a Power Start is 30 faces in 30 days or 5 classes. You can do actually a Power Start in a week, but the number is 30. And so on this flower, you have 30 little circles that are on there. There's actually 30 little circles that you could color in. So you might use this sheet, you might print it off at the beginning of the month, every month, and this is your tracker for the month to go, okay, how many faces am I sharing product with this month? Maybe you set a goal to do 15. You get to tweak this however you want. But the little circles on there represent faces. And in the bottom part of that, the inner part of the flower, is the second program we call Pearls of Sharing. And this is a program we have that helps our brain focus on sharing the opportunity information with people. So on our skincare class last night, we had about 10 minutes where people could ask questions about the business. This was our way of starting to share information about the opportunity. We know that the numbers in Mary Kay, with every 5 people that you share with, typically 1 will sign. Now, that doesn't mean every 5th person signs. It may be that when you share with 10, you don't have anyone, and then the next 3 people become consultants. And so if you look in the bottom of that, we've got 15 little circles that you could color in sharing the opportunity. So those 2 things, those are our focus, is how am I sharing product and how am I sharing the opportunity? Okay, that's our job. That's our job as a Mary Kay consultant. So when you look then, as you move out from the core of the flower, you are going to see the topics, the skills that help support you doing that inner core. So these are things that we talk about on our success night meetings. We rotate through these topics. These are things that are recorded on my YouTube channel. All of these topics are covered. So, which is why I'm not covering them in this Business Basics Bootcamp, because they're already recorded and ready for you to use. But these are things that are skills that you can learn. So all of us are smart. All of us have the ability to learn. We all have it. And so all of these are learnable. We can learn these things. And the only thing that stops us, like the speed at which we learn, is just the speed at which we learn them. Right? Like, and what I love about that, and I think what when I became a consultant, when I started to realize, oh, I can just learn that. Like I don't have to wait for anyone to go, okay, Beth, you've been in 6 months. Now we can give you this training. I could go at whatever pace I wanted. So when I started to realize that, it was like I got hungry for it. Like, oh, I want to learn the next thing. Well, I want to learn the next thing. And I also wanted to be confident in it, because it is so much more fun to do anything when you feel confident in the skill. It is, for me, it's not as fun when I don't feel confident, when I feel kind of scared or nervous. And so the way that you get confident is by doing the skill quickly and keeping the skill practice close together. So some of these topics, if you look around them, we've got emotional and time management, attitude and image, booking, how to book appointments, coaching and pre-profiling an appointment, selling and closing out an appointment, recruiting, holding a skincare class, and money management. Those are the basic skills that help us grow our business, that support that core. Okay. So those are, again, what's fun about Mary Kay is that you don't have to be a master at those skills before you start sharing product. I think one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves is permission to be an amateur at any skill that we have, and to enter into sharing our product with people, maybe starting with our kind of our flagship skincare line, the TimeWise Miracle Set. That's what I encourage new consultants to do. Practice sharing that one thing with 30 people in 30 days. Like, start there. And when you focus on that, and that sharing that product, then through that, you're going to learn, how do I book people to try that product? How do I coach that person to try that product? How do I share this product and close out that conversation? How do I then, if somebody shows interest in the business while I'm talking to them, how do I share information? I remember so clearly coming home from one of my first parties that I did, and my director asked me how it went, and I said, well, it was good. I go, there was this lady that was asking a lot of questions about like being a consultant. And she said, Beth, that means she's interested and she wants information. I didn't know. I learned it though. Like, oh, okay. All right. So how do I do that? How do I share information? But it came just by doing it and then kind of learning as you go. Okay. So that's why in Mary Kay, we provide some training time, and then we give encouragement to go out and to give you, we have challenges each month that you can shoot for to help reinforce the skill that we just taught. Okay. So any questions so far on the inner circle and then the petals that immediately surround it? Any questions on that? No questions. Okay. What do you find helpful about that? Anything that feels helpful?
I think it helps me refocus and say, okay, I want to listen to that pedal right there. I want to listen to this. I want to redo, one by one, and
Mhm.
just get a fresh start, look at it again.
Yeah, yes. You could see this pedal as, and that was really the goal for both. If you're, for people that are new to Mary Kay, we use this visual. And then also just when we need a fresh start, which
Mhm.
all of us at some point are going to need a fresh start. It doesn't matter how long you've been in. You go through different seasons and you step away from certain things to be able to go back and go, okay, where am I feeling not as confident? Why is that? And what can I do to grow in confidence in that area? Um, and that helps our brains when you get information to go, okay, that's great information, but that's not what I am like. I can't take in all of these ideas. I got to focus on like the pedal that I feel like I need to focus on.
Mhm.
And this is
Mhm.
again, I would encourage both of you and anyone watching this that every week I have time slots that I set aside for coaching. And so in that time, we evaluate, we look at your flower, we go, okay, where are we at? We kind of create a plan for you on how to walk out this flower. So, okay, well, let me move into then the bottom part of this flower. Well, no. All right, let's move to the blank spaces around the outside of those core
Mhm.
skills. So those blank petals are what we call income producing activities. And these are things that help you share product with people and the business opportunity. I will share this document. It has a list of all the ideas. So these are the things like what I shared with you last week, the season information. That would be one of the petals. That's a way that you can share product with people. Learning how to do a Facebook party is a way that you can share product. Learning how to uh, utilize your Facebook page, learning how to do a 5 and 5, where you share 5 products in 5 minutes. Any idea, like this is where you put all of those fun ideas that help support putting product on faces. So you might show up to a training and go, oh, that's an interesting way to share product. And you might want to do some more research on it. You might want to gather that information. That would go into one of those blank petals. And what's so cool, especially when I look at our future national area, is you start to watch people find their spot, like how they most like to share product. And so you don't have to do all of the different ideas that are out there. Finding your groove where you feel most comfortable, where you feel like, oh, I feel this is a really fun place for me to be. That's where you can spend some more time. So we're seeing people find success in a lot of different ways of sharing product with people. And so it's tweaking your little outer petals there as you see new ideas and move forward with them. So, okay. And then the outer layer of pink petals, this is the career path. So as you focus on the center core, you learn the skills that help you do the center core most powerfully. You learn the different ways of that might match your way of your personality, your way of doing life. Then you can start to move up the career path if you would so choose as you share product and share the opportunity. So in the bottom left-hand corner, you see senior consultant. And it moves all the way around the flower to national sales director. And what we wanted is to be able to show you where you put your focus, the skills needed to do them well, and then the opportunity for every single person that comes into Mary Kay. Every single person that comes into Mary Kay can start as a consultant and move their way around the career path. I posted something in our Facebook group yesterday about the woman who was, um, I think she was queen of everything, so she sold the most product, she recruited the most people, and she had the highest team production out of her entire seminar. And she has been in Mary Kay for 2 years. 2 years. She came here from Haiti, had nothing, and just embraced this. Like she just zoned in on putting product on a lot of faces, sharing the opportunity, growing in her skills, and she did it fast because she wanted to change her life and she saw the Mary Kay opportunity as a way to do that. I mean, incredible. I've never seen in 20 years somebody that was queen of everything. Now, you
Mhm.
know what? I look at that and go, I mean, clearly not my story. I've been in 20 years and I've never been the queen of anything, at the top of the top of the top of our company. And that's okay. We get to walk out our flower in the way that we feel led and the way that's best going to support the way that God is leading us. And so, but I wanted to share that with you because it is possible. You can do whatever you want with this. You can today change everything. And that's what seminar does, those stories where you get to see people and go, oh my gosh, holy cow, amazing. Well, let's go to now the bottom part of the flower, because this is really the strength of everything that's going above. And it starts when you look at that stem or that root, the stem of the flower, you see something that says, my why. And this is your reason for why you are doing Mary Kay. When you're clear on that, that is going to give you more motivation for your business. When your why is clear, when my why is clear, there's a noticeable difference in the way that I work. I am much more intentional about my daily activity. I'm intentional about what I'm saying no to. I'm intentional about what I'm feeding my brain when my why is really clear. And you know what, ladies, I just want to tell you, so the Bernie and Ginger watching, and then anybody watching this recording, sometimes you don't know. Sometimes there's times you're just like, I'm just sharing product with people. I'm just, the if at the end of the day, our motivation is I want to add value to people's lives, and I believe I have a value to add, that's awesome. And doing that one face at a time. When I started, my why was $50 a month profit. That was it. I couldn't think any bigger. There was no way I could think about driving a free car with Mary Kay. Like, what? I just need to know that I can I just wanted $50 in cash for me a month. That was my why. That was it. That was it. And I love that I could start there. I love that I could start there. And I remember telling my director, who was also my recruiter, my goal, and I said, if I made $50 a month and, like save 25 and have 25 to spend, like we were in a place in our life where we didn't have extra to put in savings because I wasn't working outside of the home. And we had made that decision for me to stay home with our kids, but we were sacrificing some things. And one of those things was savings, which, as we know, is important to have savings, to have an emergency fund, but we didn't have that. We didn't have a plan, but we just knew that I wanted to be home with my kids. I just knew it. So we're willing to make that sacrifice. But when I shared that with her, I'm like, gosh, if we could actually start putting money in savings, that would be amazing. I said, in a year from now, we could have like, I don't know, $600 in savings. And she said, oh, Beth, you have no idea where you could be in a year. And I didn't. And a year later, we were in the middle of earning our first free car. And then 2 months later, became a sales director. But I couldn't start there. There was no way I could start there. I just had to start with $50 a month. I'm going to put product on 30 faces. I'm going to do this pearls of sharing thing. That's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to show up every week to training. I'm going to learn those skills. I'm going to repeat. When I get discouraged, I'm going to call my director. But so my why would have been $50 a month in that stem, but it grew. It grew. It grew to earning my first car and giving my husband the opportunity to get rid of this little truck that we bought when he was in seminary, and it got him from point A to point B, but that was about it. So to be able to earn that free car, to have for him. He actually drove it because I had to have the minivan with the more room for car seats. The Mary Kay car at that time didn't have, it was little, it didn't have enough room for 3 car seats across back. Anyway, so it could grow. So that the STEM represents your why. And then when you are, and so for a new consultant, or if you're reinvigorating your business, 2 things that support a strong business is launching your business, like going, okay, I'm going to launch this off into the world, and then having appropriate product inventory to support whatever business you want to have. And that is determined by the amount of time and energy you want to put into your business. So those are 2 things that we talk about when you're starting your business or relaunching your business. Okay. And then the bottom, the roots. These are the things, like you can imagine a flower, if it doesn't have a stem and it doesn't have roots, it just falls over. Like it might look pretty for a little bit, but it's going to die. It's going to die without a why, and it's going to die without the support systems that are there. It just is the truth. When I stop showing up to things, when I close my brain off to learning new things, when I disconnect, my business is impacted. My life is impacted. It just is. When people ask me, Beth, what do I need to do? What's one of the most important things I can do for my business? And I say, stay plugged in to the resources of Mary Kay. And so if you look across the bottom, on the right-hand side, there are the quarterly events that Mary Kay offers. So sometimes these are virtual, sometimes these are in person. But we have a fall conference, and then we actually have something in January. We need to add another route down there. There's typically a fall conference around October. In January, there's a January conference. In the spring, so March, there's a conference. And then every summer, we have the biggest event of the year, which is called Seminar. And that is always held down in Dallas, Texas. It's lots of fun. We are trained by the top people from that year. We celebrate yearly awards and recognition, and it's a commitment to go. It 100% is. But has been something that when I committed to it 20 years ago, have not missed, has been vital. I know it's why I'm still around today. If you look over to the left-hand side, these are the resources that are available to help you learn the skills, to stay fresh on the skills. These are what are offered through Mary Kay. They're on Mary Kay in Touch. So we have a training on being color confident, being clinical solutions confident, skincare confident, Mary Kay confident, and all of those. And we have a legal module. And then you notice right at the bottom, there's something that says unit meetings. And that is the weekly time where we come together just for 1 hour to share ideas, to encourage one another, to learn new skills, to be reminded of skills. And so that is that weekly connection is always so fun. There are every Monday when I get off of our call, I just feel excited about my business. I get excited from what I learn from all of you when you share your ideas and what's been happening, and how you've learned a new skill, and how you're using your business to add value to people's lives. So, and then the top up on the left-hand corner, that's the sun. And it's labeled sun for a reason. Mary Kay Ash believed the values of the company were that when you put faith first, family second, and career third, God, family, career, that everything worked. And so trusting that we have a plan, that we were put in this business for a reason, and that we can live, that this company, this opportunity helps us live a value-based life. So Mary Kay always said, she said, I don't want women to have to pick, like to sacrifice their family for a career. I want them to be able to support their families in the ways that they want to, and support their families with income, support their families with with the benefits that you get from building a Mary Kay business. She wanted both. And it's been, I just love that reminder. And I love the stories I've heard of Mary Kay, just supporting people through all of the different seasons of life. So I love that Bernie gets to be with her daughter right now, waiting for a baby to be born. That's
Mhm.
so fun. And to be
Yeah.
on Mary Kay training. Like,
Yes.
how cool
Yes.
is that with
Yes.
technology that you can
Yes.
do that? 2 years ago, I went to Colorado and spent a week with my daughter after she had some major leg surgery. And I love that I was doing my Mary Kay business from her home in Colorado. I was on a unit meeting there. I was holding appointments. I was doing some Facebook stuff. I love that. When I went through all the things that the end of 2023, my mom ended up passing away at the end of the year from Alzheimer's. And there were times when I was with my mom and she was sleeping, and I was getting ready for my Thanksgiving sale and creating little pictures, and then when she woke up, I was able to put that down and move forward. So the flexibility that we have is pretty amazing. And so to be able to live a values-based life is something that Mary Kay really desired for people. So that sun in the upper left-hand corner represents that. So questions, any questions or comments on this visual?
So how do we find your YouTube channel? Just type in your name under YouTube and
Yeah,
you
you know
should
what?
should pop up?
And it's just bethlang.com. You
Okay.
go to
Okay.
YouTube. I'll confirm that. Yes, I am in the process of organizing it. I believe there's a whole topic that just says business basics, and it's got
Okay.
all of the trainings for the pedals are on.
Okay. Okay.
You
Awesome.
can click on it. Yes. Yep.
Yes. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah, that's where you'll find those things.
Okay. Good.
Yep. Great question.
I like that it's all in one area so that I don't have to think, okay, what's the next step or where do I go from here? Like it's all right here. Like I can plan out and I can do it in whatever order I want.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I would love from both of you and then anyone who's watching this in our future national area is to print this off and evaluate where you feel like you are. Like, and where you feel like your next best step is on this flower. So if your goal is to color in the flower, color in what you feel good about. If you've shared product with people in the month of July, color it in. Color that in. And so print that off. And then on Mondays, I have slots where I do check-ins with people. So they're all through the day. So I would love to chat with you to go, okay, where are you at with your flower? And then just to help give you a direction moving forward on, okay, what do I do this week with this flower? I find it really helpful to have a weekly, like what at the end of this week, what do I want to have accomplished with my business? And so using this flower, we can have that conversation. So that is what I wanted to share with you today. We've covered from the beginning organization and attitude,
Mhm.
and then adding value, and now refocusing on what is going to make your business strong and using this flower, this joy flower. So yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, oh goodness, how do I stop sharing? Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm going to pause the recording, stop recording.